I'm Amanda Prowse and I'm delighted to be part of the Reading Together initiative. Today I would like to read you a short excerpt from my book, The Light in the Hallway. It's a story of grief and love and friendship in a small community. So are you going to come with me, Oliver? Nick hated the hesitancy to his tone, torn between wanting to keep the question casual and not alarm the boy, but at the same time feeling the pressing need to leave, knowing this was it. The sole reason for his return home was to try to encourage his son, give him the opportunity to be part of this, thinking ahead and trying as he had over the last few months to eliminate any future regrets. Not only was this easier said than done, but he was now wasting precious time. He hovered in the bedroom doorway, certain Oliver had heard the question despite the dire electronic music that blared from the laptop. This was the second time he had asked in as many seconds. The fact he felt the need to repeat it suggested he was hoping for a different response the second time around. Oliver shook his head, his expression neutral but his jaw tense, gripped as ever by whatever game now flashed on the screen. The bright colours, pings, beeps and whistles, the modern-day equivalent to a pinball machine, the mastery of which was always infinitely more urgent than anything Nick might have to say. Even today. "I know you're saying no, it's just that," he began, not knowing how to finish. His son looked up briefly from the laptop balanced on his bony knees, which held him captive, and to which he returned his gaze, almost daring his dad to speak again. "The thing is, Ollie," Nick tried again, and again the words ran out. The roof of his mouth was dry and his tongue stuck there. He had never fully understood the phrase, paddling like a duck beneath the water. But in that moment he did. He looked calm, his voice was level, and yet inside he was screaming. "I'm not going, I don't want to." "But they said—" "I'm not going, Dad, that's it." Oliver's tone was a little more forceful now. Nick took a deep breath and tried to recall the words Peter, the counsellor at the hospice, had said on their last chat. Try to remember that there is no right or wrong way to behave. Don't force or coerce, because that's the road to conflict, and neither of you need that on top of everything else. Remember that she is not only your wife, she's Ollie's mum too. Tread gently, leave doors open, encourage, listen, and try to understand that this is everyone's personal journey, and everyone takes a different route. Be ready to prop him up when he needs it most, and if it's at a time when you most need propping up, that's when it can seem hardest. "Okay," he nodded, tapping his wedding ring on the doorframe. "Okay, son. But if you change your mind, I'll be leaving in a few minutes." "I won't change my mind." Oliver worked his fingers on the keys at double speed and bit his bottom lip. Nick left the bedroom door ajar, and having neglected to do so that morning in a mad rush to leave the house, he cleaned his teeth quickly in the sparse green bathroom at the top of the stairs. He popped his blue toothbrush in the pot next to his wife's lilac one and splashed his face with cold water, patting it dry on the hand towel that felt a little stiff to the touch and had a vague smell of mould about it. Laundry. Yet another task, an aspect of ordinary life that had fallen by the wayside in the shadow of the tidal wave from which he was running. Although with his energy levels sapped, it would be fair to say it was now more of a crawl than a run. He balled the towel and threw it into the plastic laundry basket, which lived in a corner by the sink. He took his time, though aware of the urgency, opening the kitchen window, inviting a breeze into the stuffy room where the sun beat against the misty window for the best part of the day. He put the milk back in the fridge and located his car keys, giving the boy a chance to change his mind, hoping. He carried a weird sensation, empty with a hollow thump to his gut, which felt a lot like hunger, and yet he was simultaneously wired, full, as if on high alert. With one last opportunity looming, his eye on the clock and his heart racing, he ran back up the stairs and walked purposefully into Oliver's room. His son had slipped down on the pillows and pulled the duvet cover up to his chin. The sight of him curled up like this reminded Nick so much of when his boy was 5, 6, 7, hiding from the monsters that might lurk under the bed, and his heart tore a little. The actual quilt had been discarded in a heap on the bedroom floor. No need of the fibre-filled warmth on this balmy summer evening. And yet he felt an unwelcome chill to his limbs. Ollie. Oliver stayed silent. Ollie, this is the last chance. I know, just go then, I've already said, he shouted. And Nick knew that this newly ignited row was more than either of them could cope with. Okay, son. Okay. Thank you for listening to my excerpt from The Light in the Hallway.